Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig and Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hello, I am Donnie, and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea, and I'm the cute one.
TGIF, cuties.
TGIF. Well, Donnie, it's the most wonderful time of the year. I broke out my pressure washer this week.
Oh.
So let's just rip off the Band-Aid. I'm still unmedicated. I did receive a text message this morning that my prescription will be ready for pickup at 11 a.m. So hallelujah for that one. And here's the thing, Donnie. I did get a couple of DMs, at least 3, of people saying that they love our episodes when I'm unmedicated. They say it feels like old school Mary-Kate and Ashley coverage, book coverage. It feels like those late night recordings, and they think that it is so hysterical when I'm just completely unhinged. And to that I say that's the problem, though, because now 3 weeks off my medication, and in a lot of ways I'm thriving. I'm creative. I feel the witchiest when I'm off my meds.
Yeah.
I've picked up a whole new hobby, and we'll get into that. But I am not built for the world in which I have been placed into. So, yes, I might be tickling your eardrums a little funnier, a little more unhinged, but I also haven't done laundry in 3 weeks. You know, I currently don't know where my car keys are. It's hard to keep myself and little children alive when all I want to do is be out in my garden. So,
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some. And I got to take my medicine because while I do love my garden and I do love painting shit, I also love my children and want them to be safe and healthy and have clean clothes.
As you should. And I like those kids. There are some kids like, yeah, it's okay. But I want them alive, you know?
Yeah, thank you. Now let's get into my new hyperfocus.
Okay.
Because I did hard launch it on the old Instagram. My followers who have been around for a while just were sliding into my DM saying, tell the new followers that they just got to let you tire yourself out and we'll be back to pop culture and man-hating in no time. But I'm getting into gardening, Donnie.
Okay. I mean, I think that goes hand in hand with man-hating.
I think it was a natural progression from what I've been up to the last 6 weeks of weeding, chainsaws, etc. But I did get some stand-up beds. They're like the kind that they're like little metal tubes that you put together and you just stick them in the dirt. Filled it with compost, lumber, sticks, leaves. I'm going to start composting, which is really exciting. And I'm going to try to grow my garden.
Good.
Like any new hobby, I am a learn from experience bitch, a learn from mistakes bitch, and a just vibes. So I did ask for some advice from gardeners who have been doing it for a while, just some basics, do's and don'ts, but with the caveat that I might not listen to a goddamn word they say. So I'll keep everybody posted, but between the power washing, the gardening preparation, and getting ready for Sapphire's birthday party, I was outside, Donnie, accidentally on Sunday for 13 straight hours.
Disgusting.
I understand touching grass, honestly, because I was in such a peaceful place on Sunday. People literally need to touch grass.
Yeah, when you have lives, you don't have time to be terrorizing me on threads all the time.
Are people terrorizing you?
Just people with opinions terrorize me on threads, you know, because I don't go on threads often. So when I do is maybe like once every 3 days. And then when I do, I'm reminded quickly why I don't go on because I'm like, Jesus Christ, get a life. Get a life.
Get a life.
Touch grass.
Jesus Christ.
So my sister came. She was my first overnight guest. She came on Friday for the Demi Lovato concert. And then on Saturday, we saw The Great Gatsby. But before we saw The Great Gatsby, we spent all of Saturday morning just like in bed together watching all the episodes of BB40 that aren't out yet and like the interviews and stuff.
Fun.
Oh, it's not stuff that's not out yet. We watched one episode that's not out yet, and then everything else that she doesn't pay for because she said family doesn't need to support each other. That's what friends are for.
Okay.
Beautiful, yeah.
For anybody out there who doesn't have the family rate and isn't able to lay in bed with their brother and watch BB40, patreon.com/I'mTheCuteOne because a new episode dropped. We're now into round 3 of Big Brother, and you did interview the previously evicted house guests. And I have to say, number one, so much fun to watch you just terrorize different friends
Thank
than
you.
me. But also, I feel like I learned a lot more behind the scenes stuff, and I understood why certain people were angry the way that they were, because I didn't know like the whole lore of that friend group.
I'm having a ball interviewing evicted house guests. Number one, it does let me be Wendy Williams because the questions I was asking those people weren't always written down. Some were, and like, yes, they were written to terrorize people, but some just came to me naturally as a follow-up.
Yeah, a light spoiler, but I did make a reel of it because I gasped and laughed out loud. But you surely did look Emily dead in the eye and say, at what point are you going to stop letting history repeat itself and turn against your friends because they always turn against you?
I think that's a valid question.
I can't wait for you to interview me when it's my turn to get evicted.
I know, I'm excited. Anyway, the Demi Lovato concert was Friday, and everyone knows that I had been really stressing out over what our surprise song would be. The first concert of the tour was Joe Jonas singing the Camp Rock duets. So, like, the chances we would get a repeat were not good. So I crossed Joe Jonas off my list. And then she was singing other songs that were, like, big and didn't make the set list, like Fix a Heart. Those of you who know, she hasn't performed that since 2017. Like hits that Demi fans were excited for, but I knew this was New York City. We were getting a duet. So then I went through all the duets Demi Lovato has ever sang. She sang a duet with Jason Derulo. She sang a duet with Ariana Grande. She sang a duet with Sam Smith. She sang a duet with JoJo and like other people I didn't care about. But those 4, I made a short list. Also, Demi Lovato was on season 5 of Glee for a season. So then
what was her storyline?
They worked at one of those singing restaurants in New York and she was a waitress there. Okay. Her and Adam Lambert. So then I was like, well, Adam Lambert could be the guest because like they had all their scenes together, or there are like 5 Glee cast members on Broadway right now. And Demi Lovato's set started at 9 and Broadway shows start at 7. And the longest one is 2.5 hours that Leah Michelle's in. She's out at 9:30. She would even be there by the time of the special song. So then I really got in my head, is it going to be a Glee reunion? What is it going to be? I'm happy to report, number one, Adam Lambert was in attendance. So I was like half right. He didn't sing with her, but he was there. But then it is so crazy. I cried. My knees buckled. It was JoJo.
So crazy. When you sent me that picture, I got teary-eyed, Donnie. I think JoJo might be like your spirit guide.
I think so. And I tried to live that moment with my sister in real time. And like she didn't get it. Like she was happy it was JoJo. We went to the JoJo concert together, but like she didn't get it. And like I need to save these emotions and bring them to a woo-woo. And here we are.
My greatest pride in life is that I've turned you woo-woo because circling back to Cut from the Castle, as we're calling it, when Donnie terrorizes his friends in a new fun way.
Yes.
You said to Emily, you cut her off at one point, and you said to Emily, do you think you're manifesting this? And I was like, my impact. But for new listeners, explain the woo-woo. Explain why JoJo is perhaps your spirit guide.
Imagine, I've just forgotten, people are like, he loves JoJo.
He loves JoJo so much it made Chelsea cry in a good way.
Last March, I went to the JoJo concert with my sister, and that night I told her, like, I'm not going to drink a lot, and then I ended up drinking a lot. And that is when I told myself, like, I can't even go one night with a pregnant woman and like not drink in solidarity. So like I clearly have a drinking problem. I thought I did for a long time. So then that was my last night of alcohol. That's when I knew I had a drinking problem. That's when I knew I needed to change my life. And then since then, JoJo has been popping up in places that like I didn't go there for her and she just goes there. So I think like either my 3 or 6 month anniversary of being sober, I went to the Allison Stoner book signing and the moderator was JoJo. And then this is not really the same, but like I work at Chess sometimes. It was just announced JoJo will be there. And now that I'm going through this health stuff and like need guidance and need support, JoJo is the special guest. So whenever I'm like need a reminder that I'm doing okay or need a reminder that like I can be on the right track, it's always JoJo.
I love that.
When I went to the Allison Stoner book signing, I tagged them both and like wrote my whole little story there. And Allison Stoner wrote back and said like, I fully believe this, like, because Allison Stoner is sober as well. And Allison Stoner said, I fully believe this, like, everyone has this version of someone or like something in their life. And I'm so glad JoJo can be that for you.
That's so
I know.
nice. That's so beautiful. And I do think, to take it one more step in the woo-woo direction, with all of this health stuff you're going through, I feel like this was such a good metaphor and lesson for you of like, you were so hyper-focused on what's the secret song, who's it going to be, and then also super focused on like the lack of like getting annoyed or frustrated when one of the options you wanted was taken from you. But like the universe provides, like you were always going to be taken care of. It was always going to be JoJo. You didn't need to spiral out or be stressed. And that is just also your personality, that you're not going to stop looking at set lists or stop looking at secret songs. But like you were always going to be taken care of. You didn't need to worry about it. Like JoJo is going to be there.
You're right. And now I will say, with the set list, I do just love following along like I'm at a Broadway show. Because sure enough, I did have the set list memorized because I've been looking at it every leg of the tour. Like, I know this set list inside and out. I could list it for you right now. But shortly after every song, I pulled my phone up. Oh, Joshua Tree's next.
I think this is such a perfect example of how we are very different people, because I love concerts. I've been going to music festivals with my family my entire life. Never in my life have I looked at a set list before a concert. And when we saw Renee Rapp, did that. And that was a great benefit. First of all, you and Amanda Googled the weather beforehand to know it was going to rain. Never would have done that. So I wasn't soaking wet, wondering what song was coming next. But then you surely did pull up your phone after every song and you predicted it. I was amazed. That was witchcraft to me, of like, how do you know what's coming up next? There were a couple times you said, oh, we can have a seat. The next two songs are slow. Sure.
And that's what I like about it. You know when you can go to the bathroom. You know if you're in a lawn seat when you can sit down, grab a snack. I love it. But then I also like that you can make friends. And like, I was not hiding that I was doing this, but there was like, you know how they like drop the beat before a song starts sometimes? The gays next to me were like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's neon lights. And they were like, oh, it is. And if only you would have been following along. And then I continued my Disney Channel brigade with The Next Day. We saw Great Gatsby, and Corbin Bleu is currently starring in it. He's been in it for like a week. He is so charismatic on stage. I think this man should only do Broadway. He should not try to do like Lifetime Christmas movies anymore.
Some people are meant for the stage and their acting conveys that, because it is a much different skill set to play to the back of the room or whatever versus little nuanced zooming in as the Christmas tree farm is under fire from the war on Christmas, you know?
True.
Let's move on to recommendations.
I want to recommend Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Chelsea, we're 5 episodes in. The first 2, I understand what everyone was saying at first. Like, I can't place any of these women. They all look alike. They do all look alike. It's all white women with brown hair.
That's part of the process. Remember when none of us could tell Lisa Barlow and Meredith apart?
Yeah. Have you watched it all?
I'm touching grass, Donnie. I'm burnt out on Housewives, but I feel like maybe because it's a new franchise, there's not tension yet. And everybody gets to actually authentically enjoy the women before we have all the think pieces about why we're bad people for enjoying them.
And that's what I like right now about it as well. Number one, we're all just taking it in because what we're learning is so kooky and wild and weird and whatever that we're just taking it in on that level. We don't know who voted for who. We don't know who said what on Twitter in high school. Like, we just are taking it in as a TV show. And because we're taking it in as a TV show, like, these women are not big enough yet where we have like a Sierra, Amanda West, Kyle thing where like we're 3 years ahead of storyline in what we're watching right now.
Are they all authentically connected, or does it give the vibe of these were women that were casted and now they're getting to know each other?
Mostly authentic. Okay, so then I will just list the women and tell you a little bit about each of them. So Ashley is originally from The Bachelor. She was a contestant on The Bachelor and then went on Bachelor in Paradise and met who is her husband now. Apparently, she cries a lot. That's what people said on The Bachelor. That is proving to be true now as well. But I like her because she is like the Bethany Frankel of the early seasons of New York. Like, she is the
Skinny
one.
girl Bethany, not CVS skincare Bethany
Yeah.
of today.
She's
Okay.
the one that like doesn't really fit into this world. She doesn't have an East Coast accent. She's not originally from Rhode Island. She is like looking at these women like they're a bunch of weirdos and is just like having fun being here. Like, I think she was probably not cast fully organically. Maybe she
But
has a
she
tie
has
in
history
somewhere.
with reality TV and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Liz is the one that looks like Dolores. And
Okay.
everybody, like, even in a plot line, there was like a caricature person, and he was like, "You're not sisters? Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're not sisters." And then, like, casually said, thrown away as a side comment, Liz said she met Dolores, they became friends, and then she went to Dolores's plastic surgeon and dental surgeon. So, like, you look like her on purpose, and nobody is
she's
bringing that up.
crazy.
I think so, yeah.
That would be like you and I became friends, and then I showed up with a bald head and beard one day.
Yeah, it is crazy to the point where, like, me, biggest Dolores Catania fan in the world, I even have a hard time realizing which one's which.
I need to Google to see how close this comparison is. Yeah, and there's a difference between, like, when you're friends with somebody, you pick up phrases or you do start to have a melding of the minds. But
like me being woo-woo.
To steal a face and then manifest a spot on a Housewives show, like, this is The Roommate with Leighton Meester, you know?
And maybe that's why I like her so much, because Liz is one of my favorites. Now, something else.
Oh my gosh.
Identical.
Did they ever show before pictures?
Yeah.
So was it a true transformation, or did she start with some of the genes working for her?
Maybe. Like, you don't look at the ones and you're like, who is that? But it is like the woman we saw in those pictures is wearing a Dolores Catania costume.
Yeah, she's wearing her skin.
Yeah. If her roommating Dolores wasn't enough to get you in, her husband is away for like half the year. He has a job where he's never there. So she, in that time, hangs out with her best male friend. And sometimes the three of them hang out, like her, the husband, and the best male friend. So it's not like fully weird, but people are starting to say, like, you had an affair with that man. That man that she's maybe having an affair with has a baby with Aaron Hernandez's ex-wife.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And they don't talk about that on the show either. That's just lore we're supposed to research. And we've researched.
But I kind of like that they're not leading with that, because then that makes me wonder, like, what other skeletons are in the closet that we don't even know about.
Yeah, a joy. Alicia, everyone said was their favorite, and I didn't get it at first.
Okay.
Like, I was 3 episodes in, I didn't really get it. Everyone's like, you'll love Alicia. Alicia's the one to watch. Alicia's going to be center, whatever the fuck they hold Starfish next year, whatever. Alicia is the one. And I didn't get it. Then episode 3 came, where Liz visits Alicia at home, and Alicia's living room is just filled with dollhouses. Showcasing like Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls, like not collectibles, not like the Christmas ones, not like ones that look like Judy Garland, not porcelain ones, just like regular Bratz dolls in costume standing up like this.
But she like dressed up and like...
Yeah, like it looks like she's ready to play with Sapphire right afterwards. Like they're just Bratz dolls in a dollhouse. And she's like, I talk to them every morning. Let's see how they feel about you. Like, she's kooky. And then she casually says that she ran over a woman once with her car.
Caitlyn Jenner, eat your heart out.
She's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's going to be like the Sonia Morgan, Mary Cosby one.
I'm sure as soon as whatever production assistant saw that room of dolls, they said, hey, we got something here.
I do understand why she's people's favorite. Joe Ellen is married to her sister's high school boyfriend. So Joe Ellen was a freshman when the boyfriend and her sister were seniors, and they were dating. And then at some point they broke up and Joe Ellen started dating him. So now they're like older women in their 30s, whatever. And that was a long time ago. But I think if I was a betting man, the sister and the husband are clearly fucking. And I cannot wait for that to come out.
Like the original.
Yeah.
dating because they're exes.
Mm-hmm. And the sister came over to do laundry or whatever while Joella and the housewife was at work, and she FaceTimed them, and the husband was doing laundry, and then he was like, "What do my underwear smell like?" The sister was like, "What do they taste like?"
Oh my.
I can't
Is the
wait.
sister a housewife yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. Give her a starfish. Let's bring her on board.
Give her a starfish. Rosie, when I was like listing this, I can't place what Rosie is. Like, she is our Ashley Darby. She is our Whitney Rose. She is very messy. But like when I was writing like, oh, this one is this, and this. Rosie's just kind of there for me, but she is the one that stirs it.
Which is important. And in early seasons, the one who stirs actually does weirdly sometimes have less screen time or plot themselves because they're the one creating the chaos, which is the problem with the Green-Eyed Bandits. Their trajectory was when they were messy at first, but then when it came time for them to be in the muck, they didn't want it at first. Yeah. And that's when people turned on them. So if she can get in the mud and roll around with them pigs, maybe she'll be good.
Maybe. Now there's 2 left, and these aren't necessarily my favorites, but in terms of plot, I did save the best for last. Okay. So Kelsey has a very rich boyfriend who isn't ever home. So like she lives in his mansion for free, like a beautiful home, very, very rich. So she just lives alone in his mansion. He's only home for like 1 month out of the year. So she's basically single and just living on his dime. But she has recently found out that he is seeing other women when he's away for those 11 months, and she's not okay with it. So instead of leaving, or instead of choosing herself and like starting fresh, taking maybe a little bit of the money, they're not married, so like I don't know how you would do that. But instead of like living on bootstraps or whatever, she just decided, no, I need a boyfriend as well. So now she has a boyfriend on the side. She's not filming with this rich boyfriend. They don't even show his face. They blur his face out when they talk about him. She has a new boyfriend that she's like bringing to dinners and stuff.
Feminism.
It's so good. And then Rula, her husband, is having an affair. He had an affair in the past. She says he's not anymore. But in the most recent episode, he comes to the group event late because he said that he had to visit someone in the hospital or something. But then when he shows up, he's not wearing his wedding ring. So all the women are like, where's your ring? And then he's like, oh, it swells sometimes when I get stressed, whatever. But then one of the housewives is following the mistress on Instagram. And she's like, she posted with you this afternoon. So it is so good.
I will never understand when people sign up for a reality show, like having an affair or like having The Secret, or
there's like
Jen
3
Shaw.
people having affairs and they openly talk about it. It's crazy. They played a game, a housewife game, as they always do, where you can write
a game.
you write an anonymous question and put it in a box for someone, and then they pull that question out at dinner and read it. And like 3 different ones were like, are you having an affair?
That's crazy. Well, I guess that's Rhode Island culture. So, Cuties, if you're from Rhode Island, are you cheating? Okay, well, maybe I'll give it a shot because you really sold it.
I'm so glad I did.
Who do you think will be my favorite based on who I usually go for? The doll lady?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I recommend The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
I wonder what that's about.
I just read it in one day. Me out in my garden listening to my audiobook. Don't you fucking say it. Audiobooks count. That wasn't to you, Donnie. That was direct to camera. But I read it in one day. And basically, it is just one long metaphor for neurodivergent women finally getting permission to unmask and how much better and more beautiful life becomes when you have a chosen family of people that allow you to be yourself. I can't recommend it enough. I've been very much into the cozy fantasy genre recently. I'm reading Maria's suggestion next about the cat sanctuary. So gird your loins there, Donnie, because once again, the title just says it right there. But I can't recommend it enough. The world is a dumpster fire, so it's nice to live in like a Schitt's Creek type of realm where there are problems, but bigotry doesn't not exist, but doesn't exist within this chosen family who allow you to be yourself.
I love that.
Yeah. So one more reminder, we are on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and go over patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne. we are dropping episodes and dropping them in a live chat every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So house guests are in the comments typing away, realizing in real time that people are conniving little snakes. And then, like we've said multiple times, Donnie is interviewing the evicted house guests and fully going Wendy Williams on them.
How you do it? This week, audio from the Summer House reunion and Wes Wilson's dick pics leaked. First of all, all white dick looks like uncooked chicken. But besides that, yes, it is bad to leak other people's nudes. However, that aside, get off of your high horse or whatever the hell you're on about the Summer House leaks. If you don't want to listen, don't listen. You can still watch the reunion in a month or whatever. But people are like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that ever happened to Bravo. Shut up.
Here is my conspiracy theory. Let's all put on our tinfoil hats together. I think that Bravo leaked it. And I think this is a way for them to rein in the Bravo content creators and remind them who's in charge and who's the boss. Because other networks are very strict about, like, if you make a meme with footage from their show, that's a copyright violation. They'll get your account shut down. Bravo platformed all of the Bravo accounts, and I was one of them. I was there on that Zoom call with all of the Salt Lake City ladies during COVID when they were trying to push out that show. But I feel like the guards have lost control of the asylum members. Yeah. And I think that this is going to be the dawn of a new age in terms of locking down security, locking down storylines. And I hope this will also move forward the cast members not being allowed to post on social media about the shows.
Oh.
Would be my fingers crossed.
Oh, I would love. That's what's needed.
I think it's fucked up that there's a leak, but also as a consumer, I haven't listened to any of the leaks because I don't like to be spoiled. So I have avoided it. That's an option. Another option is listen to it and then still watch the show. But the weird mental gymnastics of people posting full summaries of the leak, but being like, but I'm not going to post the leak because that would be wrong. You just did. Like, that is the same. Writing a dissertation, basically doing the cliff notes of it, summarizing it. Like, that's the same thing.
I know. Anyway,
Ariana
Grande announced her 8th album will be dropping in July. The trailer for Colleen Hoover's Verity dropped. Maya Rudolph joined the cast of Oh, Mary on Broadway, and Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz got engaged. I want to go first about my headline because we are already on leaks and how people that are opposed to leaks should get off their moral high horse. And one of the ways when there is a leak, you can still watch something and then watch it again when it comes out. So with that said, the new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie is coming to Paramount Plus in October, but it was leaked. And the leaker was caught in Singapore and charged $500,000 and faces 7 years in prison.
Wow.
But I did watch it. And I've never watched the Avatar: Last Airbender product in my life. All I knew was that he had the blue stripe on his bald head. So when we were watching, I did have a lot of questions for my boyfriend. The main one being, when do the blue things come? And he was like, no, it's not. That avatar has nothing to do with
When
that.
do they start writing in papyrus font?
I have never watched any of the blue avatars either, though. I don't watch anything called Avatar, airbending, or blue people.
Okay. I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Did you watch this Avatar: Last Airbender because your boyfriend is into it, or because it was leaked, so you wanted to feel a part of something?
Oh, no. I watched it because he wanted to see it. Okay. He said, and at first I tried to be on my moral high horse to not watch it. I said, well, it's not meant for public consumption now. It might not even be edited fully. It might not be the product that these people want us to have. We should really wait until October and watch it. And he was like,
meanwhile, if that had been a leaked Scream movie, a 6-hour version, you would be sat.
Yeah. Once a month, I watch the never aired pilot of the Cruel Intentions TV show.
And Donnie, I'd like to now take this time to do my favorite thing on this show, which is toot our own horns. Toot, toot. Part of what makes me and you so great is that we are hypocrites, but we know it and we speak it and we say it. So when we get on our moral high horse, we know that horse is just standing on a big pile of shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to sink in the mud eventually, but you were taking a stand against leaks because you didn't want to watch the specific movie that was leaked.
Yeah, I fully agree. It was cute though. Maybe I'll go back and watch like some other ones along the way. The blind girl did get on my last nerve. Hated her.
Okay.
So if anyone's an Avatar fan, she can rock.
Great.
That's all.
My headline is this bridesmaid story that I have been keeping my eye on. It's all over the internet, but there has been an update. So on April 21st, we got part 1 of this tale where the original poster wrote on Reddit, "Am I the asshole if I tell my friend I can't be a bridesmaid?" She goes on to say they're both 23. They've been friends their whole lives, but haven't been close recently. And she was roped into planning this engagement party planning picnic. So it is a picnic to plan the engagement party. And in this Reddit post, she expresses concerns because she says there seems to be a lot of extremely detail-oriented tasks I've never heard of. We met on Zoom 4 times for the engagement party planning picnic. She says the wedding isn't until next year, but I'm worried I'm signing up for way more than I'll be able to handle. And then she goes on to talk about her life. She's working full time. She's going to school. She has a new nephew. Her and her boyfriend have stuff going on. She says, does anybody have a similar experience? Does detail-oriented necessarily lead to bridezilla? I guess I'm on the fence, but also freaked out. Am I the asshole? So that in itself, some red flags there, some things I would be concerned about of what am I signing up for. But she included 4 pictures that I will post on the YouTube. Oh, also, Cuties, I did get the DMs that the past 2 weeks I've said stuff about posting stuff on YouTube, just haven't. Please refer back to the aforementioned conversation about me being unmedicated. So I will post these pictures on the YouTube because they're important context. So the first image is a handwritten note with handwriting that I would describe as being serial killer adjacent. And it says, as you know, you're one of my best friends. I love you so much. I humbly invite you to join me on the journey of the bridesmaids. It will be euphoric, magical, challenging, and life-changing. This will be a huge opportunity for everyone involved. Won't you join us? I know you won't make this difficult. With a heart, love, Emily. I'm concerned at this point because I don't know if I want to sign up for any social obligation that's going to be described as challenging right off the bat. The last sentence, I know you won't make this difficult, sounds like a threat.
It is a threat.
What are your opinions as somebody who did quite literally just put together an entire day of gameplay at this point in the tale?
A wedding is different, but I still feel like my rules are what all rules should be. Like, yes, I want you to be included, and that's why I've included you. But when we hosted Big Brother Express, when I hosted this, even like now with like bonus content with like confessionals and interviews and stuff, like I'm putting it out there. I would like you included. This is the invitation to be included. But if I don't get a response back, that is my answer. I'm not going to keep forcing you to be a part of something you obviously don't want to be a part of. And I think like a version of this letter should have been sent out with the opening of the teacup that says like, congratulations, you're my bridesmaid, whatever, you know? It should have said like, this is what it will entail. We're going to have a pre-planning meeting. We're going to have 4 Zoom meetings before that. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. This is how much you'll probably spend on the wedding. If it's a destination wedding, it will be there. And this is what you'll be forced to do there before we even get a yes. Because now you've had people say yes to you because they think it's going to be just a regular wedding. And now we have all this extra shit that they feel obligated to do because you trick them.
Yeah. And I think also the thing with BB40 is like you were the psycho that took that on, but you also did all the things. And then like, yes, your sister helped you with stuff, or I helped you with things that I was able to help you with. Like people opted in, but also like you texted Taria and said, you're invited, but you might not like it. Like you don't like playing games. This is what it's going to be. I am going to take your phone. You are going to be locked in a gym for upwards of 13 hours. Like you let people opt out, and I'm going to continue because I don't think Emily is allowing people to opt out. So then there are a couple more photos. One, just the general vibe of the engagement party. We've got a sign, we've got some roses, some wine, and I want everybody just to pay attention to the background here. We'll circle back on that. The next one is the engagement guide, which is a laminated photo with Gemily, which is Jacob and Emily. That's their couple name. And it goes over some do's and don'ts. Do use hashtag Gemily on all media. On the don'ts list, we have don't call them Jamily or MCOB. Don't engage with or write unsanctioned variations. And my favorite next to the do's and don'ts is just a no sign with the name Abigail. We are not speaking. Do not mention her. Now, one final thing that I really enjoy is that they are not allowed to reference September 11th or 9/11, which is the date of this wedding. Instead, she wants people to refer to it as the weekend of Friday, September 10th, which, I mean, hashtag
I would
never
not be
forget.
allowed to go to this wedding. That's the rule that would get me out.
I know. I encourage everybody to go to the Reddit post because truly you could do a Where's Waldo of red flags in any of these photos. If you zoom in at any point, there's just more. So people began asking important questions like, is that the bride yelling at the groom in the background of the second photo? And the other important question, who is Abigail?
Do we know?
The original poster responded and said, basically, from what I've heard, Abigail made out with Beyonce at a high school party, and it was nothing, but she wasn't having it and didn't want to ever hear her name ever again.
Well, it is something.
If the couple was dating in high school.
Well, I mean, it's something like she is someone who, whether she's like Tom and Lynette, works with Tom, whatever, that is a name, because that's not the only woman he's made out with.
Maybe.
Oh.
We don't know Gemily's story.
That's true. You're right.
It could be that Emily took whatever J name's virginity, and this is the only other girl he's made out with.
Incredible.
So we did get an update this week. The original poster says that she was blocked by Emily immediately and also potentially banned from Emily's parents' restaurant, which is like a local establishment where they live in their hometown. So she's out of the wedding.
Yeah.
Emily has taken that from her hands. Abigail reached out and said there's more to the story and that it actually is kind of creepy and she may or may not tell her tale. And then this poster received flowers from Emily.
No.
I'm going to post the photo here. So she sent roses and carnations with a card that says, "You're never getting rid of me." And then the handwritten serial killer font that says, "I can't believe you would post what you did and embarrass me with your toxic lies. Never speak to me or anyone I know again. And just FYI, as unhinged and rude as you are, you can't take away from hashtag Gemily's potential. Don't be nervous, ... Love always, Emily." That's an episode of Pretty Little Liars.
I have full body chills.
It is so unhinged. I think, honestly, it makes sense that this bitch is getting married on September 11th because she is a terrorist.
Now, number one, posting this is the internet. You know this is going to blow up. Like, this is not a little thing. So I do think she is the asshole for posting it. This is something you, like, talk about with your friends, possibly friends that know her. So, like, you can, like, really vent about it. But, like, the internet is where you lost the plot a little bit.
Well, also, she did post the photos. She did take the time to blur out her name, but she surely did leave in the hashtag, Emily's name, the groom's name.
Yeah.
Like, she took the time to redact the information that would get back about her. But, like, I mean, I'm surely going to be looking up hashtag Gemily.
I do want someone to get the rights and turn this into, like, a Lifetime movie. And I know we're not at the end yet, but we can just create from there.
Well, we know where it's headed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not this girl's story with Emily is complete or not, I mean, what's going to happen to Emily on September 12th?
She's going to have a baby immediately after person.
Oh, don't cancel clear. Let's not put that into the universe.
She is. She's going to keep needing this. And then she'll have a account for the baby immediately.
Oh, she'll form that baby account as soon as she gets that first ultrasound. Waving hi to mommy. Hashtag Gemily's joy.
Oh
So
my
I'll
God.
keep the cuties abreast because I am fascinated with this tale.
Keep me abreast too. Sometimes you threaten, like Emily, to keep us abreast, and I don't care. And it's just for the cuties. But this is something I want to follow as well.
I haven't felt so connected to a story since Charlotte the Stingray and since Butch and Suni in space.
This outweighs Butch and Suni for me. You know I don't like
This
things
would
set
be
in
like if
space.
Butch was threatening Suni via calligraphy up in space.
Oh my God.
Well, it's time for Cutie of the Week.
Let's move into it.
So my cutie of the week is Noah Kahan, who came out with a new album last week. And just jumping off of last week's conversation about Madonna and how it's the parents' responsibility to teach the younger generation about good music, we had a listening party, which I very much recommend. I used to do it with my dad when new CDs or albums would come out. And so it was right before bedtime. We dimmed all the lights. We all sat in our different chairs. And the rule is you can't talk and you just have to sit there and listen to the album through. And it was so fun. It was nice and relaxing because he does make sad music, which, speaking of, I love the album. But I did look over at one point, and poor Sapphire, she had tears streaming down her face. And I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "This type of music reminds me of death." But she's not wrong. Noah Kahan has specifically said this album is for people who want to sit alone and spiral a little. So poor baby girl was feeling the intention, tears running down her cheek. Now, she has recently discovered Hannah Montana. And so later on, when I was tucking her in for bed, she said, "Next time for the listening party, can we please just listen to Miley Cyrus?" I was like, oh, once again, Donnie's daughter has spoken.
Good, because that was my first thought. A listening party with those rules sounds terrible.
Well, it was meant to be kind of a wind down activity.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that with a new K-pop Demon Hunters album. We did a listening party with the Taylor Swift album that came out in the daytime where we could dance to it and
no.
enjoy
The
it.
rules of not being able to talk, that's just Alamo Drafthouse. I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
My problem is that you're not allowed to talk and you don't get to choose the music. If you made me go to the Noah Kahan listening party and told me I wasn't allowed to talk or I had to pay attention, that sounds terrible, especially if I don't get to then retaliate.
Well, no, and I'm not Gemily. I'm not handcuffing you to an obligation. It was an opt-in, opt-out experience. If you didn't want to do it, you could do something else.
All four of you were in a room.
Yeah, Dr. Bald fell asleep. You weren't expected to do a book report at the end. It was, I'm going to listen to this new album all the way through in the living room. If you're in here, no talking and enjoy the vibe.
Oh, okay.
Now, I do have to say, I did used to say, and I put this on Threads, I did used to say that Noah Kahan was Gen Z's Mumford & Sons or perhaps their Bon Iver. But now I am here to say he's just everybody's Noah Kahan.
Good for him. My cutie of the week is Megan the Stallion. And I think she was my cutie a few weeks ago as well, but good. She deserves it. So she posted this week that she was cheated on. And then a few days after that, announced an early departure from Moulin Rouge. So she was supposed to be in it for another month. She's leaving the beginning of May. But the day she announced that she was cheated on, she got a standing ovation at Moulin Rouge. And she couldn't get through it. She cried and stuff. People videotaped it. It was beautiful. She deserves the world. I hope. And again, she wasn't good in Moulin Rouge, but I hope that she is able to take time away and come back to the Broadway stage at some point. Now, I don't think there is a role like this. This was perfect for her because you don't need to be good. And also they let her put in her own songs at the end, which is what everyone was there for anyway. So write a show for Meg the Stallion is what I'm saying. Because I need her back on the Broadway stage.
Well, you're the one that always pairs those perfect medleys together, Miss Ross, etc.
That's true.
So maybe you get to thinking and try to find something that could be for her.
I'm going to make a Vagina Monologues musical, and it'll just be called WAP.
Love that. See, feminism. We love to see it. Yeah, she's been through so much. I am wishing a very boring year for her. She's had enough plot twists in her life. Certainly.
I agree. And I actively decided to not say his name, just in case Cuties were like, why didn't you? That's why. And that's the end, Cuties. We recorded for an hour and 13 minutes. So again, if you are not on Patreon, now's the time. We do have all of the not aired stuff over there. So go ahead. And we will talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.
Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.